Hello, everyone. Welcome. I have to pull up my notes so I remember all the stuff I'm supposed to say. The first thing is welcome. My name is Matthew Richmond. I'm the director of this ensemble. And I'll tell you in a moment, I'll tell you a little more about what this group is. But to get some business out of the way, we still have a few upcoming events this semester, especially some student recitals. You can find info for all that stuff on our social media. Just search for UNCA Music, and also at music.unca.edu. Restrooms are not in this building. They're in Delaney Hall. Go out the door, straight across the breezeway, turn left. Restrooms will be down there. It's not very far. It seems like it's far because it's another building, but it's right there. You can sign up for our email list out at the table if you would like, and we will keep you informed of everything we're doing. Our concerts are free, but if you are able to donate, that's awesome, and all the money that you donate goes directly to student scholarships. We don't use it for anything else. It goes directly to the students, and if you donate $50 or more, you become a friend of music, which gets you some stuff. I don't remember what the stuff is. Couple of thank yous. Thanks as always to Pam Miller, who organizes us and makes the programs and keeps us all running. She's not here, but let's applaud her anyway. Thanks, Pam. And also, thanks as always to the crew. We've got sound crew, we've got recording people, and we've got video this time. So thanks to all of you for making this work for us. And then one thing I want to mention that's not in the program is we're going to have some visual stuff happening on the screen, and those were made by RJ Hawley. RJ! Woo. All right. So let me just get a sense here. Who among you have some idea what to expect from an experimental ensemble concert? A few. Who has no idea what you're about to experience? Awesome. So this particular group, our goal is to expand our ideas about what music is, how we define music, how we create music. And each semester we work together to create a full concert. Each student brings in at least one idea of a starting point, and then we work on it together, and we turn it all into a bunch of pieces, and then we put it all together into a concert. We've had 3 shorter, smaller performances this semester kind of building up to this, and then this is the final one where we put it all together and play you everything that we've created. It's not your typical concert, as you can guess, and that includes the audience role. So for one thing, we have an art station down here. We've got markers and poster board. If any of you want to come down and make some art, do it. We have a collection of audience art from our concerts, and eventually when we get our new music building together, I want to have a big display of all the experimental concert art pieces. So please contribute if you want, and it could be anything you want to, just draw stuff. The other thing is, with experimental music, at least the way we approach it, whatever happens is the piece, right? So we know what we're wanting to do, but if something goes wrong, well, that's just the piece. But that includes you guys. If you feel like making noises, if you want to join in with some of these pieces, which that idea may confuse you right now, but it will make sense. Feel free. You can do anything you want. The show will be continuous. We go straight through the whole thing without stops, except there are places where there are some kind of long silences, and that's on purpose. But even there, if you feel like if noises happen, that's fine. That's part of experimental music, right? Whatever happens, that's the music. So I won't ask you to hold your applause to the end, but I will say, don't feel obligated to applaud, right? If you feel like something just ended and you're like, oh, that's the end, I'm supposed to clap, no, you don't have to do that. But if you want to, go ahead. Right? Anything you want to do is fine. What else? Oh yeah, one last thing. The first piece listed on the program is called Listen, and that one is actually going to be happening throughout the whole concert in between all of the other pieces. So we start with that, and then you'll keep hearing it again and again. And there's a lot of that is about meditation, so you can feel free to meditate and get in the zone with us, or experience this any way you want. All right? You have complete freedom to enjoy this concert in whatever fashion you prefer. So, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy it. This is the UNCA Experimental Ensemble.
have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound.
Meng. Mình em giúp
You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound. But as you pursue this experiment, you will very naturally find that you can't help naming sounds, identifying them. But you will go on thinking, that is to say, talking inside of your own head automatically. But it's important that you don't try to repress those thoughts by forcing them out of your mind, because that will have precisely the same effect as if you were trying to smooth rough water with an iron. You're just going to disturb it all over. It's important that you don't try to repress those thoughts by forcing them out of your mind, because that will have precisely the same effect as if you were trying to smooth rough water with an iron. You're just going to disturb it all the more. What you do is this. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by. Or to birds chattering outside the window. You simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would listen to the sound of my voice, cars going by, or birds outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are happening. Just like sounds going on around you. Everything is simply a happening. And all you're doing is watching it. Can you hear the past? Can you hear the future? Can you hear the listeners? Where do the sounds come from? Let them tell you the truth. So look at your thoughts as just noises. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening. Everything is simply a happening, and you're just watching it. Now, in this process, another thing that is happening that is very important is that you are breathing. As you start meditation, you allow your breath to run just as it wills. In other words, don't do, at first, any breathing exercise, but just watch your breath, breathing the way that it wants to breathe. And you'll notice a curious thing about this. You say, normally, I breathe. Because you feel that breathing is something that you are doing voluntarily, just in the same way as you might be walking or talking. But you will also notice that when you're not thinking about breathing, it goes on just the same. You can feel on the one hand, I am doing it, and on the other, it is happening to me. And as you become aware of your breath, it will show you that the hard and fast division we make between the things that we do and what happens to us, on the other, is arbitrary. So that as you watch your breathing, you will become aware that both the voluntary and involuntary aspects of your life experience are all just one happening. Now that may seem at first a little scary, because you may think, am I just the puppet of a happening? A mere passive witness of something that's going on, completely beyond my control?
Stuck in a prison of safety, an internal world free from fear, a place I know like no other, that comforts but brings me to suffer. Hearing thoughts circle inside of the enclosure I built around my mind. A solitary soul has never known the musings of one who's not his own.
both of the voluntary and involuntary aspects are part of one happening. So you may think, am I just the puppet of a happening? A mere passive witness of something that's going on completely beyond my control? Or, on the other hand, am I really the one that's doing everything that's going on? Well, if I were, I would be God. And that would be very embarrassing, because I would be in charge of everything. And I wouldn't be ready for that responsibility. The truth of the matter is that both things are true. You can see that everything is happening to you. And on the other hand, you are doing everything. For example, it's your eyes and your mind that turn the sun into light. It's the nerves in your skin that turn radiation and vibration in the air into heat and temperature. It's your eardrums that are turning vibrations in the air into sound. It's your consciousness that gives the sound meaning. And in that way, you are creating the world. aren't philosophizing about it. And there's just this happening, this. We won't give it a name. And when we're not talking about it, philosophizing about it, there's just that happening. And it doesn't have a name. Now then, when you breathe for a while, just letting it happen, and not forcing it in any way, you will discover a curious thing. That without making any effort, you begin to breathe more and more deeply. You breathe out, and breathing out is important. It is the breath of relaxation. That's when we say, and we have a sigh of relief. So when we are breathing out, you get the sensation that your breath is falling out, dropping, 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 dropping out. The same sort of feeling you have as if you were settling down into an extremely comfortable bed. And you just get as heavy as possible. And you let yourself go. And you let your breath go. You let it go out in just that way. And when it's thoroughly comfortably out, and it feels like coming back again, don't pull it back in. Just let it fall back in. Letting your lungs expand, 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 until they feel very comfortably full. And then you wait a moment, and you let it stay there. And then once again, you let it fall out. So in this way, you'll discover that your breath gets quite naturally easier and easier, and slower and slower. And more powerful. So that with these various aids, listening to sound, listening to your own interior feelings and thoughts, just as if there is something going on, not something you're doing, but just happenings, and watching your breath as just a happening that is neither voluntary nor involuntary. You are simply aware of these basic sensations. Then you begin to be in a state of meditation. But don't hurry anything. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the progress that you're making or not making. Just be entirely content to simply be aware of what is. But don't hurry anything. Don't hurry anything. Don't hurry anything. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about what progress you're making. Just be entirely content to simply be aware of what
The UNCA Experimental Ensemble.